I'm looking for Tamara, the Bloody Baron's daughter. Your brother said I'd find her here.
Wojtek send you, sir.
How else would I know she was here?
Wait a moment. I'll fetch her straight away.
That sounds suspicious. Ooh, it's a kitty. Meow. It's a funny way of hinting at Geralt's cat eyes.
You're looking for me, and who might you be? My father send you?
Yeah, to see if you're still alive. And well. I'm Geralt of Rivia.
I'm quite alive and extraordinarily well, Geralt of Rivia. Better than I've ever been in this rotten life of mine, and now that you've seen me, I bid you farewell.
Wait.
Oh,
We've nothing more
the
to talk about.
hostility.
Your father's a vile man. You're angry and bitter. Can't blame you.
Why do you help him then? Why did you take this job?
Because he knows something about someone dear to me. Promised to tell me if I found you and your mother.
Got it. A bit of blackmail. Just his style.
Yep.
Well, now you found me, you can tell him I'm alive and I'm never coming back.
So, let's see if she can tell us a bit more clear her side of the story.
Before I agreed to look for you, your father told me his version of events. Tell me yours.
Mine? It's dull as life amidst the swamps. My earliest memories are of a drunken father lying under the stairs, caked in mud and clutching a bottle. Next dozen years, pretty much the same. Father would drink, disappear for days, then come home in a rage and send furniture flying. Thank the gods for war. I was glad every time they sent him off. And the quarrels. I remember him screaming at Mum, the thuds as he beat her, then her sobbing. I'd hide under my bed and long for silence. That's the long and short of it. Multiply by 19 and there you have my life. Finally we'd had enough, Mum and me. He crossed the line and we fled.
Okay, so what happened to your mother?
Wojtek claims your mother had strange marks on her hands, and that a monster dragged her into the woods. That true?
We were riding towards the river. Suddenly, Mum cried out, bent over, almost fell off her horse. I rode up to her and saw something strange. Her hands were on fire. And then that creature leapt from the woods. I don't know what it was, but it roared so fierce my nose bled. I saw it topple trees. I've never been so scared in my life. And that thing grabbed my mum and disappeared into the woods. I wanted to turn back, go after them, but the horses panicked. Now I don't even know if she's alive.
I'm gonna try and do something about that, but let's see what her version is of the miscarriage of her mother.
I don't mean to pry, but I know your mother had a miscarriage.
His doing? He shoved her, she fell, that's how it started. We were alone, no one to help, blood everywhere. Worst night of my life.
Sorry. Must have been hard for you both.
Mum was in shock. She was raving that it was better this way, that she never wanted the child. Must have had a fever. She was losing blood the whole time.
She didn't want the child?
Said she'd sooner cut open her gut than bear another child from his seed.
So, kind of confirming what we already knew, or what we already suspected anyway.
What will you do now?
Find my mum.
You realize that might not be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm not daft enough to believe I can do it alone. I've got some new friends now. Powerful friends. They'll help me.
Okay.
Who are these friends, if it's not a secret?
No secret. Heard of the Church of the Eternal Fire? A priest helped me contact the Redanian witch hunters. Righteous, brave men. They'll help me.
And people that are really, really discriminatory versus mages, dwarves, and elves. But hey, apart from that, really nice people.
What about your father?
Who? Oh, him. I don't care. I won't go back to him. That bit of my life? Forgotten it already.
Well, well. A witcher. Never thought the Baron would stoop to hiring a monster slayer. Though I hear you're good at tracking things down.
So this is one of those famous, or should I say infamous, witch hunters. So
Glad you know who I am. Haven't introduced yourself, though.
Graden, witch hunter in the service of His Royal Majesty Radovid of Redania. I'm certain you've heard of us.
Rings a bell.
If the Bloody Baron sent you to fetch his daughter, you'd best face it. You will fail in your task.
take it easy,
I
buddy.
appreciate your concern, but I don't need it. As for Tamara, she can make her own decisions.
Noble of you. A killer for hire abandoning his bounty for the good of another. The hunters and the Church of the Eternal Fire thank you. So the Baron hired a witcher to find his daughter. Interesting.
Okay.
Where are you gonna take her?
Tamara must rest. She's had a harrowing experience. When the warmth of the Eternal Fire has restored her strength, we shall see about finding her mother.
Before you go, your father asked me to give you this.
Clara? Father told you to give me Clara. Funny how he thought to buy me back with a memory. Tell him one gesture could never make up for a ruined childhood. So long, Witcher. In spite of all, I'm grateful you gave me a choice. Didn't force me to go back to the tyrant.
Hope you know what you're
You
getting
are
yourself
welcome.
into. So long, and good luck.
Nibbles the cat. So that concludes one part of the story. Oh, by the way, this boat, this ship almost, is the boat of King Radovid himself, which will enter sooner or later. So let's head back to the Baron. So back at Krau's Perch, we're gonna talk to the Baron about his daughter.
What do you come to me with?
Gave Tamara your gift.
How'd she react?
Probably not like you'd have wanted. She threw the doll away.
Threw it away? Oh, gods, I hoped, despite all.
Was kind of a fool's hope. But
Well, what of Anna?
Still don't know anything specific, but I'm on her trail.
Well, will you stand there like a knob? Find her!
so that concludes the first part of the Family Matters quest. So if you go outside of the Baron's, well, little castle, you find a quartermaster which sells a few interesting items, such as this map, which is part of the Witcher gear quests, so we're gonna buy that one at least. And we're gonna also buy the saddlebags to add a bit more extra inventory weight. So
See ya.
I also sold a lot of stuff to get us back to a nice bit of coin. And if we read that map now, as per Professor Attenstein's instructions, I will not be conducting further explorations of the sites where I discovered pictograms relating to the Cat School of Witchers. These pictograms are identical to the one which the professor found in the caverns underneath Temple Isle. Adalbert Kermit, adjunct in Natural History at the Oxenford Academy. So, reading this enables the scavenger hunt quest for the Cat School gear, which we can track at any time now. So we're also gonna equip the saddlebags I bought, which will allow us to carry 40 weight extra. So that's also very handy when exploring. And now, as you might have already seen, I switched out my quest to the invitation from Kira Metz. So yes, as you might have been anticipating already, we're gonna continue the questline with the lovely blonde sorceress Kira Metz. So see you there.
Come on.
So again, her shack is still where we last found her,
Why did he need them?
outside of Midcops.
Bloody rodents. Better.
No, we kind of interrupted that. So they were talking about rats.
Kira, what are you doing?
Geralt, You gave me quite a start.
But nay, the mage, he says, bring me rats and healthy ones. Not something the cat dragged in.
This the lamp from the elf's hideout? And what's this about rats?
Nothing important. I'll explain later. Now tell me, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, you had a request from me.
Mentioned you wanted something from me.
I did, and still do. The cursed isle on Lake Windammer. You've heard of it, I'm sure. The local peasants mumble incessantly about it, about the wraiths that haunt it. They claim none who go there return.
How'd it come to be cursed?
That's what I don't know. I must break this spell, yet I've been unable to identify its source.
Gotta know something.
Scraps. The curse is somehow linked to the tower where Serad, the lord of these lands, took refuge when Nilfgaard invaded. Claims in the village are that peasants, desperate of hunger, sailed to Fyke Isle to beg for food. Met their end there. It was a massacre. So, will you please help me lift this curse? You're so good at these things.
So, let's ask around a bit first, because there's always a catch with Kira.
So the peasants who went to the island for food, this lord had them murdered?
The villagers say he had them poisoned.
A real gentleman.
Well, I never met him. But he certainly didn't seem such a cruel man, judging by what a mage from the Isle told me.
A mage lived on the island? Did you know him? Where is he now?
We were friends. Sadly, he died that day as well. Very few survived. Yet even those who escaped the Isle soon suffered agonizing deaths. Strangely, they did not seem to have been poisoned.
Okay. And why do you want that curse lifted?
Why are you so intent on this?
I'm not. The local peasantry is. The Isle, miss. You've got to lift the charm. You're a good witch, a great witch. There's no end to it.
Uh-huh. See, I thought you didn't care for the locals. The great witch you are.
I failed to lift the curse, and they could conclude I'm not so great. Not enough to conceal me from the witch hunters and risk getting sent to the gallows themselves.
What others think. Your image. That's all you care about.
The point is, listen. I didn't flee to these wilds just to stupidly get caught because some boar with grit under his fingernails grows annoyed with me.
So we'll of course help her, but we already kind of know she's lying. I'll explain that in a bit.
Alright, I'll help.
I knew you'd find it irresistible. Naturally, you'll need to sail to Fyke Isle.
Fine. What then?
Well, the spirits who wander the Isle, you must establish a rapport with them. Don't know how, but they could point us in the direction of the curse's source.
Think they'll be willing to chat?
Of course. Provided you take my magic lamp with you, I shall let you keep it afterwards in appreciation. You'll find it quite useful, I'm sure.
So the black shape we saw just a second ago was the wizard she was talking about, the friend that died in that tower.
Can't you just come with me?
I tried to go to Fyke Isle once. Thought my head would burst, the curse's magic was so strong.
Nice of you to send me there.
I experienced an acute nasal hemorrhage. You stand to endure a wobble of your medallion at most. At Aretusa, they trained me to detect even the subtlest magic pulses. This was like getting smacked across my haunches with a grain flail.
Funny. Thought you'd go in for that sort of thing.
Take my boat. I left it on the lake shore near the village. Should be fit to use. Provided rot hasn't eaten it, as it seems to eat everything here.
Great!
How's the lamp actually work? I mean, do I just rub it, or do I have to do something
Aladdin!
Magical?
You needn't even rub. Just place it where you find bones and hear whispers. I suppose I should warn you, it might not be the most pleasant experience.
Figured as much. Tell you all about it later, maybe skip the drastic bits.
You'll need to do neither. I'll give you a Xenovox. It's a bauble that will let us speak over some distance. You will tell me what you see, and I shall tell you what to do and look for.
Xenovox, Latin for strange voice, but hey.
So, where'd you get the Xenovox?
Found it in the mine along with the lamp. Thought it was part of the lamp at first. Didn't realize what I'd actually found until later.
Think it belonged to the elven mage?
Clearly. And I didn't even know the elves used them.
Never heard of a Xenovox.
It works just like a megascope, but is far more portable. Think of it as a magic box that talks.
They hard to build?
Extremely. That's why they're so rare. I certainly couldn't build anything like it.
So no chance these Xenovoxes will catch on with every mage using one?
Not the slightest.
Zing zing. That's a nice future reference.
I need to know anything else before I go?
No, that is all.
She's hiding something, of course.
Oh, go already. I can't wait to see what you discover on Fire Kyle. Just be sure to come and see me afterwards. And Geralt.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you would be telling the entire truth. So there was a note that we found around here on the bed, I think it was. I'm wondering if I still have it in my inventory. So here it is, the letter to Alexander. So in this, we know now that your K is Kira, and she is writing to that Alexander, which is the wizard that was holed up in the tower at Fyke Island. But in this letter, she clearly states that she has taken an interest in her plague research. We also overheard them talking about rats. So she's up to something. She's interested in that research for some reason and wants that from the tower. So yeah, she wants the results of the experiments that Alexander did and is very interested in what he discovered. So we kind of already know her double motive. But that's not gonna stop us from sailing there anyway. So, starting the quest, a tower full of mice. And that asks us to head towards Kira's boat, which hopefully we can still use. And it still seems to be in pretty good condition. So, and with a boat, I'm on the wrong side. With that boat, we can sail toward Fyke Island. So I'm gonna skip through this rather quickly because this it's quite a boat ride. So see you in a second.
Geralt, can you hear me? How goes it? Where are you?
Almost there.
Splendid. I shall contact you again soon.
Wait, this Xenovox. Can I contact you with it, or is it one way?
One way only, I'm afraid. You'll have to trust my feminine intuition.
Your what?
My feminine intuition.
Wonderful.
So that was quite a bit of sarcasm on Geralt's side. Because I also think she's probably lying about the fact that the Xenovox is one way. But hey, you can see the tower in the distance there already. And a lot of drowners. Or even necrophages by the look of it. I'm gonna try and put the boat down a bit further. So I don't have to...
Geralt, are you on the Isle yet?
Well, we hear a lot of screams.
Work. Can you hear me?
What? I can't hear. Great, broke already. Sheesh, short-lived this magic.
What did you say? There's some interference. You must be very careful.
So, it's a bit late to start warning us, but we'll check out the beginnings of this island. So, chaining the explosions of the necrophages, the rot fiends, I'm sorry, clears them out quite quickly if they're grouped up like that. And don't forget to loot them, of course. And draw in half. And at this lovely round area, these ruins, I'm gonna take a break. So I'm gonna end this episode here. So if you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I thank you all for watching so diligently. And I hope to see you in the next video or stream. Goodbye!